Namaskara, welcome all Sankalpians after a 3 months break to this podcast presented by the senior group. This is Ravi, Bale here. We have one of the most distinguished, accomplished, and probably the most decorated Sankalpian here with us today. Welcome Major General Sudhir Vombatkere. Thank you for your time here with us. As many Sankalpians might be, I am also not fully aware of your background other than your title and few things here and there. Would you like to introduce yourself from your childhood, parents, places, rank and file, and aftermath?
Okay, I was born in Bangalore when my parents were in. My father was in Madras. These days it's called Chennai. And I was educated, my schooling was all in Madras. And then I joined a college in Madras. And in my final year of BSc, I dropped out of college and went and joined the military academy. So I joined the army at the age of 19. And I retired at the age of just under 56 in 1996 and settled in Mysuru. My father's name is Guru Nandan Rao and my mother's name is Padma. Will that do for my self-introduction?
How come surname Vombatkere?
Yes, Vombatkere is actually, there are 9 lakes there, small lakes, and that is the reason for that place being called Vombatkere. It is near Ullala in Dakshin Kannada, and it's called Vombatkere Moolathana. And my grandfather was born there, but in quite early age, his father died, and so they had to move out of that place, and they went to Kundapur. But the Vombatkere name remains with us as a surname. Like many Chitrapur Saraswats, they have the surname as the place from where they come, like Kalyanpur and Padukon and all these.
What might have prompted you to quit bachelor's degree at the age of 19 and join military?
Actually, what happened was I applied for engineering after my pre-university, but even though I had very good marks, I could not get into engineering because of a certain caste discrimination, reverse caste discrimination, and so I joined BSc in physics in Presidency College at Madras. And my older cousin's husband was then in the army, and he was a hero for me. And he didn't ask me to join the army, but he was such a hero for me that I thought that joining the army is the place to go. And so I joined the army. I dropped out of college in December 60. In January 61, I joined the military academy when I would have finished my BSc in April 61.
Did the military academy include engineering course?
No, military academy requires only first BSc or intermediate level, and they did not. There is no engineering involved in the Indian Military Academy at Dehradun. So I was commissioned into the Corps of Engineers, which are primarily combat engineers. And when I went to the College of Military Engineering, I was like everybody else in the Corps of Engineers. I went through what is called the degree course. In those days, we got an AMI for qualifying on the CME's degree course. So I got an AMI. That's how I became an engineer.
I see. That connects the dots for you having to lead construction of highest elevated bridge in the world.
Yeah, it does in a way, because one of the tasks of the military engineer is bridge construction. So my civil engineering and AMI in civil engineering has nothing to do with that. because the bridge at Khardungla was a military bridge, and it was constructed for military purposes. But a course which I did during my service called Advanced Bridging course, that certainly helped in designing this.
I heard that this bridge is mentioned in some of the world record books.
Yes, it's mentioned in the Guinness Book of Records 1991 and in the Limca Book of Records.
Wow, congratulations.
But I must clarify that though I designed the bridge, and actually the concept of the construction of the bridge, because the best design is of no use unless there is somebody who is able to carry out the design. And so it is my troops and my junior officers who made the bridge a reality. So simply designing something is not of much use unless it is a design which can be executed and is executed.
Can you please share with us a most adventurous moment or any close to death experience?
Oh yes, oh yes. In the 1965 war with Pakistan, I was with my unit in the Sialkot sector. We were about 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers inside Pakistan at that time. And uh, in September, the ceasefire was on the 11th of September, if I am not mistaken, 1965. But on the 10th of September, we were being raided regularly by Pakistani aircraft, the US F-86 Sabre jets. On the 10th of September, there was a air raid, early in the morning, about 7 in the morning, and there were probably 6 or 7 sorties which they flew over my unit, and I was at the time when one of the sorties flew over, we could hear the machine guns firing, and it's a scary thing. What happened was I was standing up every time the sortie flew over to see what was the damage in my unit, because I was second in command of the unit at that time. I was a captain. And I did not realize that this particular sortie had released a cannon with a missile. And I was standing up, the missile, the rocket hit down hardly 6 feet away from me.
Wow.
And I was standing up at the time, and I got the shock on my left ear and my left cheek. But nothing happened to me. There was a tear on my hat. The shrapnel cut my hat.
Yeah.
But the man was sitting in the trench next to me. Why did he have to die? Why did I live?
I am pretty sure there must have been a few other scary moments of your career. Did Mrs. Vombatkere ever wonder of her Agnisakshi commitments with you?
I think that question should be really addressed to Asha. But I do believe that although she was 17 or 20, I was still in the military academy at that time. And so it is 60 years now since we promised to each other, though we were married 57 years. We were married in 65, just before the 1965 operations.
Right.
And she was actually, at that time when I was in the operations, she was pregnant with our first son. So that question, why, is very important.
Yeah.
So I think I won't be very wrong if I say that she has been happy with me. I have been definitely very happy with her.
I know you have other interests like writing speeches, at least in English and Kannada. I heard one of your Kannada public speech. So, if not army, tell me what would it have been?
I don't know, perhaps if I had got admission to engineering college, I might have been selling table fans for all you know.
Any regrets?
No, none at all. None at all. In anything that I have done, no regrets. I would have done some things a little differently, but no regrets. If I had to my life, I would do the same thing. I would join the army. I've been Corps of Engineers. I'd marry this girl, and I would be as foolish as I am today.
Any pending bucket list items?
No, I really don't have a bucket list. At one time, I might have had a bucket list of wanting to visit China or someplace. but the bucket has got empty without visiting China.
I myself just crossed 60, and even now I face sometimes technological issues. Do you happen to have a 4-year-old at home to help you with the technological challenges?
No, there are technological challenges, and quite frequently they come up in front of me, and I'm unable to handle them. I don't have a 4-year-old, but I have a 56-year-old son who helps me on the telephone and walks me through what I should do. And he says, "Daddy, this is so easy." And I say, "Yes, it is easy." But 5 minutes later, I've forgotten.
Your smile is genuine and you laugh heartily. Please comment.
No, I think this is the only way to keep sane in, in today's world. And especially when one is able to laugh at oneself, it helps a great deal. Because today, if you laugh at somebody else, he will take offense and file an FIR against you.
I know some kind of laugh can make you anti national too. As much as your surname sounds 100% Kannadiga name, I know your mother tongue is Konkani. After retirement, how did you go about learning Kannada from scratch? Speaking, reading, writing, and even speeches.
Oh, well, I bought that Kannada in 30 days. There is a book which you can do Tamil in 30 days, Marathi in 30 days, Kannada. I realized that the title should be Kannada in 30 days at a time. So, so I learned the script from that, and my handwriting is pretty good, even if I say so myself. And then I started to read. And when I retired and came here, the year after I came here in 97, I was very fortunate to meet a Brigadier Mahadev Anant Gokhale, who is a Chitpavan. He was from the Army Medical Corps, and he was here, much older than me, a little younger than my mother. And I told him I want to learn Kannada. And he said, "Yes, come to me, I will teach you Kannada." So I started going to him every day, and he took me through the school textbook from Vandane Targati up to Elne Targati. And I have done those questions and answers and things and learned Kannada. So I'm neo learner in Kannada, but qualified up to 7th class, proudly. No, but apart from formally teaching, what Brigadier Gokhale taught me really is the love of the language. Yeah. Because he taught me many things of Basavanna's Vachanas, Sarvagna's Vachanas. All these things he would recite and make me recite. So I remember many of them. Wow. I can recite some of these Vachanas.
No, we need a part 2 interview for that.
No, it will not last so long. And it is the love of the language which has got me. It is very admirable that Brigadier Gokhale could. He was a real teacher. I consider him as my guru, especially in Kannada. But in other things also, he was a great teacher.
So before we end this part with you here, this question to you, last one about your question to the God in Kannada. ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರಗತಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನೋವು ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೇವರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸವಾಲು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ?
ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳುವುದು ಸೂಕ್ತ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಇದೆ. ದೇವರೇ, ಜನರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಿರಿ, ಜಗಳ ಆಡುವುದು ನಿಲ್ಲಿ, ಆದ ಆಸೆ. There is a soldier's prayer to God, which in the context of this question you asked. And the soldier's prayer to God is, "Oh God, give me the strength that I ask nothing of you."
That was our this month's podcast with Major General Sudhir Vombatkere. who is also awarded with President's Vishisht Seva Medal, the VSM, in 1993. He was too modest to mention about it during the interview. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
With this, signing off from you, Sankalp listeners, is Ravi Bale. If any of you have similar lifetime stories, any story or passion, etc., please do contact either Rama Bennur or me for a light conversation on that for this podcast by Senior Group. You don't need to be a senior, but yes, as Sankalpian, you have to be. We can chat in English, Kannada, or Hindi, or even a mix. Thank you and namaste.